Relive an historic period of American history as Southern California's own Mountain Fifes and Drums displays its revolutionary sounds. And be with us as Twin Peaks residents celebrate the natural diversity of the San Bernardino Mountains with the first ever Pine Cone Festival on this edition of Out and About. At Centennial Park in Twin Peaks, California, a local group of talented musicians known as the Mountain Fifes and Drums recreates the sights and sounds of the American Revolution.
This is Olson and I started this in 2001, shortly after 9/11. And we wanted to, we both have a background in fifing and drumming, and we wanted to offer this program or teach our local youth this program free. We started, we had about 25 or 30 kids to begin with, and since then we've maintained a waiting list for people to get in. We recruit once a year, and currently we have about 50, 60 kids in the program. When you join, you don't have to have any musical experience at all. They select a fife or a drum, and we train them from the ground up. You move up in rank by achieving musical competencies and by maintaining a very high standard of behavioral standards. And so as you complete musical competencies and demonstrate strong behavior, then you move up in position, move up in rank. As you move up in rank, you get more authority, you get more responsibility, and the older kids, the higher ranking kids, end up teaching the younger ones.
I understand y'all are from this mountain, the San Bernardino Mountains, is that right?
We all are.
How did that happen? I mean, so all this talent in one spot, one mountain.
I don't know. We've got great kids,
Yeah.
great families. Met a niche. We have a good deal of homeschool families in our group and provided a musical outlet for them.
The contingent is a mixture of boys and girls from the mountains of San Bernardino, including Lake Arrowhead, Twin Peaks, and their surrounding communities. And except for the mixed genders, the current group of musicians is an accurate representation of the makeup of youngsters that served during the Revolutionary War.
In 1775, the colonies began to organize an army to defend against the British invasion. All able-bodied males, ages 10 to 16, were recruited as field musicians, and 16 and above would shoulder a musket. And so we maintain that roughly. Our kids join when they're about 10, and then when they're graduate from high school, then we kick them out.
They just go out in the world and beat it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
They're done.
Well, actually, they become alumni. You know, you have to complete the entire program and graduate. You graduate from the Fife and Drum Corps when you graduate from high school. You have to complete it. And we offer a scholarship for college, and then they become alumni. And after that, they're eligible for alumni performances throughout the year.
So it would be quite an honor to be a part of this group, I imagine.
We think so.
Yes, we do.
To communicate more effectively with his musicians, Kevin employs an ornate tool known as a mace.
You're probably familiar with a weapon called a mace. It's a staff with a chain on the end of it and then a ball on the end of a chain, and you swinging around your head as a medieval weapon. So this is, it keeps all those components. It's got the staff, it's got the ball on the top, and it's got, you know, this cord ceremoniously wrapped around it. So it's still called a mace. And what this does is communicate non-verbally to the musicians. If you heard the fife and drum corps, it's loud, and it's hard to yell what I need them to do. So I move this in different positions, and they're trained to respond to do what the mace tells them to do.
And about the uniforms, they look very authentic to me. Can you describe them and tell us a bit about them?
These are authentic reproductions of the Continental Army field musicians' uniform. The Continental Army wore a blue coat with red facings, red trim. The field musicians wore the opposite colors. They wore a red coat with blue trim. Sometimes we get confused and people think we represent the British Army, but we do not. This is the authentic coat. Kevin is wearing a hunter's coat. And this was a more common man's coat that he would wear. And many in the Continental Army, they didn't all have big fancy uniforms, so they would wear this kind of a uniform.
All right, tell me about those hats that you are wearing.
Well, if you have to have something to compare it to. So let me see this boy's hat right here. All right, now here is an enlisted man's hat. Oh, here we go. All right, Tricorn Hat. All right, you look at the shape of this right here. Okay, and if you notice, it's cocked back on the side. And the reason for this is because he's required, with a hat like this, you would be required to shoulder a musket. And a musket is very tall. You hold it up on your left side. And so the hat is cocked back for him so the hat doesn't get in the way of the musket. And so by looking at this hat, you can see that he's on a particular position or particular level in the Army, right? These hats here aren't cocked back on the left side. They stick out, right? Which shows that I'm an officer. And just by wearing this hat alone, by seeing somebody with a hat like this, you would know that that person's not going to carry a musket. He's going to be telling the people with muskets what to do, just because of the hat. So it's a symbol of authority. And then you also see cockades, different cockades in there, right? He's a green cockade, I've got a white cockade. That signifies rank and position.
During its brief existence, the Mountain Fifes and Drums has left an indelible mark on this community and its young musicians. In addition to being a wonderful venue for discipline and dedication for its members, it serves as a source of civic pride for a region that is almost never associated with the American Revolution.
Oh, it's been great for my family, for our mountain communities, to see the support of our mountain communities. We've gotten to travel a great deal. We've been to Connecticut. We were recently performed at the 400th anniversary of the founding of the Jamestown Colony, and we were one of only 3 fife and drum corps in the nation that were invited to perform there. So that was a real thrill. And then Williamsburg, we performed with the Colonial Williamsburg Fifes and Drums, which was a great honor.
For further information on these talented musicians, or to learn more about the impact of these groups during the American Revolution, contact Mountain Fifes and Drums, located in Lake Arrowhead, California. There's more activity in the mountains of San Bernardino when we experience the very first Pine Cone Festival. Stay with us as the community of Twin Peaks celebrates nature's own artworks when Out and About continues.